Hello, a very warm welcome to you. Good morning to you, viewers. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess Kessie, and of course, thank God, it's Friday. You know how we say it here when it's Friday, there's this energy that comes with Friday, The fact that you will be going home, having the weekend all to yourself for people who do not, of course, work during weekends, not like us. But at least there's this energy that comes with Friday, chilling after work and all that. And then that is why, people, we usually thank God it's Friday. Anyway, a very warm welcome to you. We're reaching you live from our Srtv studio here in London, the world capital city. And of course, we already have Mary seated, standby. She'll be joining us from Abuja, and we'll have Lagos join us as well. But we have a lot of issues, viewers, that actually, I can't help but wonder what is going on with our dear country, Nigeria. We have the issues of, yesterday was a serious issue, IPOB issue, and the southeast where we have a lot of soldiers, involved as well. The sit at home order. How did that play out yesterday? These are some of the issues we'll be looking at today. And of course, Labour begins the much talked about strike. How will that also play out? Anyway, like I said, we leave all these later as well. We'll be having a guest to join us, the sports analyst, to talk about a new coach, Finidi, like I said, he has been receiving gifts here and then. He has fully assumed that office, and the Super Eagles camp will be open on Monday. Players will be coming in. These are some of the issues we'll be looking at. But what's happening in our dear country where we have IPOB who sit at home orders, and we know that such a thing will also lead to, of course, chaos if not well handled. And these are some of the issues we're having on our dailies today. That particular issue is actually topping our dailies today. And quickly, I'll have Mary join us now from Abuja to tell us, of course, what's happening in Nigeria. Mary, good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine. Good morning. How is London today?
London is fine as well, cold, but okay. I'm always cold because, of course, I can never be used to the weather here. That's a fact, whether it is summer or not. But
My
how is
God.
Abuja? How is everything today?
Oh, everything is actually going well in Abuja, but there is actually these ongoing issues. I don't know if you were live that day. I talked about a University of Veritas University, a student of Veritas University here in Abuja that was confirmed dead in a gym. So that was what the university told the parents of the students. But what actually happened was that he was actually playing basketball, and according to what they were saying, that he now died, and they found his body at inside the gym. So it was like indoors inside. That was where they found his body, and that was what they kept telling the parents. So when an autopsy was conducted, they found out that there was multiple stab on his body. So according to the doctor's report, that the guy was bullied because a lot of stab was on his body, wound, injuries, and all of that. So according to what the parents are now saying, that the police should investigate this issue properly and help them on it, because how come there are different stars on his body, and they said he died while at the gym in the school. So the story is still ongoing. The police are trying to see what they can do about it. It happened at the Veritas University here in Abuja.
Yeah, that is quite a sad one. But before the autopsy was conducted, if somebody is stabbed, the marks should be there, right? So why even conduct an autopsy? It will be
That was
obvious
why.
that
That
the
was what led to
person.
the autopsy. It was because they saw marks. They had to come because what the school was actually informing the parent was that he died while gymming, like at the gymming center. But other people said he was not at the gymming center. He was at the basketball. That was when he was playing the basketball at the basketball court. But they saw his body lying inside the gym. But the school actually informed the parent that he died while at the gym. You understand? So, but when they now noticed that there were stars on his body, they said, okay, let them conduct an autopsy. And the doctor actually confirmed it that the guy was bullied because there were various wounds in his body.
A very sad one. We saw the news the other day as well. A lady who came to drop her dead daughter's body as well at a school, accusing the lecturer of causing and making the doctor to commit suicide. We saw that as well. And then we saw a student also from Delta that was killed over allegations of a missing phone or something. And now that issue also, we saw that yesterday. I bet this will make part of our headlines this morning. And what's happening in your states, another eastern state, Mary? What's happening? Because we saw that soldiers were killed, a clash between soldiers and IPOL, and of course on the sit at home order that was given by IPOL, 4 soldiers were actually killed. Because I'm scared. Let's not come and see another coma community issue or something related to that.
Honestly, yesterday, I think the Punch carried the story and the Punch said 3, but I actually had to confirm from somebody, you understand, in the States, and the person was actually telling me that it was just 2 soldiers. Why? Because they said they wanted to make May 31st Biafra Day, something like that. I don't know how they're doing that in this, but it's happening in Abia State. And that was what led to the shooting and killing of those 2 soldiers. And this thing is, you know how it normally happens. When you kill soldiers like this, you don't expect them to go scot free. They will definitely come back and retaliate. But what the person was telling me, she said it was 2. That was what the lady said. That it was 2 soldiers
But
that they
we're
killed.
seeing on the news that it's actually 4 soldiers. And
Yeah.
another thing is that not that soldiers, if soldiers will be, of course, we know that they will always come back to retaliate, or of course, to want to bring the people to justice. But innocent people tend to suffer in issue like this.
Yes. That's just it. Because now when they come back, it's actually not even in a village that this thing happened. I think it was like in an open place, according to what the lady said. So if they come back, definitely everybody around that place will suffer it. Although I called my friend in Enugu, nothing like that actually happened in Enugu State. The only one I know that normally happens in Enugu is if they say Monday sit at home, if you come out, honestly, you might actually end up being killed, or you'll be taken to the police station. That is how they normally do this thing. If they say sit at home, you are not expected to come out. But me, I'm frowning at this thing because why keep people at home? Suffer them not to do their business, not to go out and do the needful because they are doing your something Biafra. I don't know, sit at home because of the money.
It's actually very worrisome, the
It's not
fact that
even that
it's
like instant leaders should come out and do the needful because it's not all of them are in support of this. Some of them are frowning at this thing. It's serious. If they say sit at home, if you come out, honestly, anything can happen. They might even shoot. If they see any shop open on Monday, is the problem. No movement, nothing, nothing. So it's that bad. They should do something about it. To me, I'm not in support of that. They are sit at home that are doing because it leads to killing. They are there killing themselves, and the people that they are doing this thing for, they are busy moving forward, doing their business, working, and you people are killing yourselves there in the east that you are doing sit at home because you want to do your Biafra stuff. It's not making any sense at all. You see this thing that they kill these soldiers, just watch and see. They will definitely come back and retaliate because you cannot kill soldiers like that and you go scot free. Honestly.
my problem is not the soldier coming back, to retaliate, or maybe trying to bring the murderers to book or to justice. But my problem is the innocent people that will always suffer in issues like that. We know
Yes.
very well that Okoma issue is a case study. We've seen others prior to Okoma issues. We've seen others as well, where innocent people will have to suffer. Don't forget that we have children in the community. We have the vulnerables. We have women, old, elderly people. And then at the end of the day, they'll just come and start arresting unknown people in the name of trying to bring these people to justice. And what's happening in Abuja as well? I know that Labour commenced their strike today.
No, he said on Monday. He said Labour might likely go on strike on Monday. That is being told. At first they were actually saying 31st strike, and it's like we are coming close to 31st. We are in 31st already. Now they are saying on Monday if federal government don't accept the amount that they say they're going to pay. So even what I saw in the news this morning is that
I
strike
don't
is
understand Labour, why Labour go back and forth. Labour
yes.
already said they are giving to 31st. So if till today, anyway, maybe they are just giving the grace of today.
Or why
It's
why
not,
why Monday again? So it means if what I'm saying is strike is likely to commence on Monday, so there's a possibility that there will be a change. So it means that giving the federal government just today, right, to make a decision. That is what it
and
means.
maybe tomorrow as well. We know that
Yeah.
labor can meet even on Sunday with federal government. There was a time they met with government even on Sunday till like all night meeting because it was a very crucial issue. So they can meet anytime. Anyway, we've prayed that federal government will actually do everything to avert this, nationwide strike. And Mary, you guys should get food as much as possible, things you need to get at home just in case we see a major strike, now that we don't have food stuff enough in the market and other places, so you don't get stranded. Before we have our guests to join us, let's quickly look at some of the papers we have today and what's happening from our dailies.
Okay. Let me see the punch. The big story says a student loan. 336 state institution listed as 60,000 register. And the writer says state students to be onboarded in 3 weeks. Applications received from 90% of federal schools. And you can find the story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. I will have a story at the top left that says Tinubu Moore's new executive orders on tax fiscal reforms. And that story is on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Emirates also, Kano governors meet Ribadu. Sanusi makes first appointment. And that story is on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. Trump guilty in hush money trial, faces sentences July. And that story is on page 18 of the Punch newspaper. And then we have a story that says EFCC invites Kwankwaso over alleged 2.5 billion naira Kano pension fraud. And you can find that story on page 15 of the Punch newspaper. And here we have a story that says local government funds, federal government states begin Lego fireworks June 13. And that story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. And we have a story that says Lasima blames occupants as four-story building collapse in Lagos. Collapses in Lagos. And that story is on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. And here we have a story that says IPOB sit at home. Governors react as two soldiers killed. Businesses grounded. And that story is on page 18 of the Punch newspaper. These are all the stories you have this morning on the Punch.
Quite a lot coming from the Punch, but this story here, student loan. Uh, we can see here that applications received from 90% of federal schools. Apparently a lot of students were actually, in their need. They've been yearning for something like this. With the
Yeah,
numbers we've seen so far, that means the president actually did the right thing. It's a good thing. I just hope that accessing these funds will not be too difficult, the protocols and all that. And I hope also that the student will not, abuse the opportunity now given to them.
yeah,
Uh,
that's true. Because what if they collect this money and don't use it for school? What if they don't use it for education? What if
it's
they
on
collect?
them. They will still have to pay at some point.
That's it. Because
So
we are
it would be
Nigeria.
foolish. It would be foolish of anybody, to actually take a loan, not to invest in something that will bring return to you. That's what we always say on the show. Even to federal government, you can't take a loan, maybe to pay salary or to eat food, to buy furnitures. No, you take a loan, you invest a loan. So this is federal government trying to invest, or you taking the loan, you're investing in yourself, and then in the future you will be productive enough to pay back this loan.
That's true.
That
That's
is
true.
true. So I'm happy that I was seeing a lot of people actually turning up. This actually means that a lot of people were actually in their need of this, money. We know that a lot of people are actually struggling, trying to see themselves through school here and there. And so this is actually a great move, and we applaud the president for this. And there's a story here as well that says there's a story here that says LG funds local government funds, FG state begin legal fireworks June 13. I can't wait to see the outcome of that, even though the states are adamant, they don't want to let go of the local government holding onto them, that group. I
Why is it
can't
that
wait.
state does not want to let go? So it means they are gaining a lot. Because for you to say you don't want the local government to have a full autonomy of whatever they are doing, it means you people are actually using this local government to
Is it not what they've been doing now? It's what
one
they've
yourself,
been
because
doing.
it's even shameful that they are actually saying no to it. They are not accepting it. So it means
That
that
is
means
the
they
annoying
know
thing.
what
The
they're doing.
fact
If you're
that
not gaining, you will not be here saying you are not accepting it. It means you are getting something from it. That is why you are fighting it. Honestly, it's really not making any sense at all.
yes, it's a fact that it's actually very shameful to know that the state want to battle this. I was thinking they would let go quietly because they've done so much havoc, so much evil, to the states at the local level. So I was just thinking this is something they will quietly let go without even we noticing. But the fact that they are willing to fight, that means there's something they're actually fighting for.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm quite happy that this is against them and the federal government.
So I think
This is not.
to some extent, the
This
federal
is
government
yes. This
are
is not
taking
against them and the local governments now, because of course they would have overpowered the local government with their resources, with their affluence, with everything, with their fame. But from what we'll see now, they are doing this with the federal government, which means that it's going to be a very long day come June 13th.
at the
The
end of the day, it all boils down to the fact that the state governors have been controlling the local government chairman, have been controlling all their actions and controlling everything they are doing. That is why it has been like that. I will come out here to always blame all these local government chairman that they have not been doing a lot. But look at how it is. Me, I feel like God will bless the person that brought up this idea of people economy. Honestly, because it has been like this every time we say, look at a whole lot of local places not being developed. Like when I was posted at Ocean State to serve at Ocean State, I couldn't stay there because if you see the place that I was supposed to go for CDS, oh my god, it's just so pushy, no development at all. And they're telling me I can stay, I should cope in just 8 months, just 9 months. I just it's not something I could do. I beg, I had to leave. Like we see a lot of local areas in the villages where we have governors. They just tend to just work on just the town part of it, the state capital, and that is it. Other places they won't look into it. So this is actually a best decision they took to do this. I just pray they even work on it. It's not just to say it because numbers of time they say things and you will not see them doing it. So I pray they even say this one and do it at the same time.
Anyway, I'm very happy about that. And then there's a very disturbing news here that says Lasima blames occupants of Lasima blames occupants as four-story building collapses in Lagos. Funny enough, I wanted to bring 2 days ago. I was supposed to bring an engineer to speak on building collapse. It's quite disturbing, especially in Lagos, the rate at which buildings are collapsing. What is it that is the problem? I think the Lagos state government, in as much as they are doing their best to make sure that they look into go into the town, go into the state, and try to bring that structure that no longer holds foundation, water, or sound beneath it. I think also that they need to do more because each time a building collapse, people die on the process. And I know that now Lasima blames the occupants. Apparently, the place they've been want to move out. Apparently, the building is already dilapidated. But you know that we Nigerians were stubborn. We don't like, at that point they will tell you leave, this structure is no longer, is not safe for anybody to live in. Nigerians are stubborn, they won't want to leave. I cannot, and don't forget that rainy season as well in Lagos, we tend to see more of building collapse.
Because
And
they
this
build
was
anywhere. They build inside the water. Anywhere. And sometimes you just know that this particular area is not good for people to stay. And there's one thing I noticed about Lagos, at least I've been to that first stack area. When they are still building, they are still building, oh, they are not done building. You see people already taking their apartment. They're already renting the house. As if like that urge to own an apartment in Lagos is something else. So at the end of the day, you leave this landlords, these people building this house, you don't even give them that time to actually settle and do the needful. They just rush everything and that is it. Sometimes you see a lot of water area, river area, they just fill it up with sand and they start building. So tell me, how can that kind of place last? Not like here in the north, so you know that most as you want to build, as you know that it's under the stone. They have to break these stones. You see a lot of us they are under the stones. Definitely it will last more compared to these ones that they build under the water. So honestly, they need to actually start checkmating all these things. It's not everywhere you come and build house in Lagos. How will it last? And even the occupants, they're at fault because anywhere they see they want to live, anywhere they see they want to own a house. Honestly, it's just too much.
Well, it's quite disturbing. It's quite very disturbing to know that people are stubborn. They don't listen, because for Lasima to be blaming these occupants means that uh, they've been warned about that particular building to stay off. And don't forget also that a four-story building that is not strong, that the structure is already having issues, is a place people should run away from. It's not even just danger to the occupant, but the buildings around, because it's going to collapse apparently on top of another building. And these are some of the issues. It's very sad, and hopefully next week we are certainly going to have Engineer Udo here to talk about building collapse, why we often see that, especially in Lagos. And then there's a story here, the iPod issue we talked about. My worry here is that I really don't want us to dwell on Punch. There's another story, another paper
Once
that
one second.
carried that story. My worry here is that governor react as two soldiers killed, business is grinded. We know that these are some of the things that will come after killing a soldier. Also, we know nobody will there come out, because you might be held responsible for doing nothing. But my worry here is that the fact that some paper are now saying four soldiers and others
Yes.
are saying two soldiers is kind of conflicting. And so we need to be sure, especially the media. Although in school we were taught, just to calm situations, you're not supposed to report in issues like this, the actual, numbers or facts. But
Punch said they are
regardless,
not stable. Yesterday afternoon when this thing happened, Punch said three soldiers. People started tackling them on that blog that Punch, people should get your facts straight. So another person was commenting that he called somebody there and the person said two. Even the person I called said two. But later on, and I started seeing other blogs carrying four, some three. I don't, so it's even confusing. I don't know the one to believe. And today again,
anyway,
people
I
carrying two.
think I think we would what we will do is that we wait to see what the military we actually, their statement. They are supposed to tell us the number of soldiers missing or killed, because we are from what we see from the papers today, we cannot really tell. Some are saying four, some are saying two. And so this can actually bring more confusion and, of course, chaos in the society. We wait and see statement from the army. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
Okay, I think I should take the Nigerian Tribune. And the big story says four soldiers feared killed as gunmen enforced sit at home in Abia. And the writer says Southeast Governors Forum condemns attacks on soldiers. Um, Wire candidates disguised as water fetchers to beat enforcers. And that story is on page 2, 24, and 27 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And here we have a story that says court declares 25 pro Wike lawmaker seats vacant. And that story is on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. And here we have another story that says tax reform committee proposes $800 as custom duty rate. And that story is on page 6 of the Tribune newspaper. Kano Emirship tussle, Ribadu Yusuf meets in Abuja. And that story is on page 2 of the Tribune newspaper. And here we have a story that says state participation crucial for a federation to thrive, coming from Tinubu. Inaugurates 76.67 kilometer Obomoso Isheyin Road. And you can find this story on page 2 of the Tribune newspaper. And here we have a story that says many feared trapped as two-story building collapsed in Lagos Island. And we have a story that says global terrorism index shows security improving under Tinubu, says ex-British diplomat. And that story is on page 12 of the Tribune newspaper. Our local government autonomy, Supreme Court gives governors 7 days to file defense. And that story is on page 5 of the Tribune newspaper. And here we have a story that says the corporate governance framework I am leaving behind in Odu can only yield a world-class conglomerate. And that is coming from Adewale Raji, outgoing GMD. And that story is on page 22 of the Tribune newspaper. And these are all the stories you have this morning on the Tribune.
Hmm. You see where I say our media also need to do more. They need to do
Well,
well. Is that
eh,
you see that even the first we saw punch paper 4-story building collapse, and now we're seeing 2-story building. So that is the conflicting thing, and these are some of the things we actually need to, to actually uh, look into. I think our media, we need to do more. We cannot keep saying 4 soldiers killed, 3 soldiers, 2 soldiers killed. So let's be accurate. This kind of thing can cause more chaos, especially when 2 is killed and you're saying it's 4. So you're bringing more tension into the land. Don't forget that innocent people definitely innocent people are going to suffer for this,
yes. I know another problem the media is having. I noticed the rush to be the first to actually bring out this information or to pass this information. I want to be the first to pass the information is another problem. So I feel like they don't take time. They don't bring out their time to find out the truth about the whole thing, to get the facts straight or to get the right thing that happened. Because for example, Punch want to be the first to bring out the information, should be the same thing. Looks as if they're in competition and all of that. This is one of the problem we have. So they don't get their fact before bringing out this story to the people.
Hmm. It's quite disturbing, and of course I always refer to school. We're taught in school that don't be in as much as you want to be the first to break the news, be very accurate. If you are not,
Yeah.
if you know that news, you are not sure. Don't even rush to do that. That can actually lead any media house into a huge problem.
It's bad
Rushing
that
to break the
media is
news. At the end of
and
the day, you are not
but
accurate. You are just misleading the people.
they don't want it to be stale now. They want to always bring out the current news.
You know,
And
you know, this, for instance, this IPOP issue is not something that is going to be stale. We know the soldiers are already involved, right? Of
yeah,
course, we're going to see soldiers' reaction to it. We're going to see soldiers, statement. So it's not something that is supposed to be stale in one day. So I don't think there is no need, not being factual or not being accurate about the news you're giving out. You're supposed to be sure of what you're giving out. So because this can actually mislead the people, mislead the military also in reacting even more than the way they ought to react. That is the thing. Innocent people are going to suffer already. We know that. I'm,
funny enough,
I'm
you know that these soldiers have not actually retaliated in anything. They've not done anything yet. And people are scared. My auntie is there that is even telling me because she got married to somebody from Abia. So and the person works in their state house. So she's not based there. She's telling me that it's even scary that since yesterday they can't sleep because they don't know the next action. Since the place is almost close to where they live. You understand? So they're actually scared right now because they don't know the next action from these soldiers. Are they going to allow this matter to die off? But they're going to come back, you understand, and react. Nobody knows what they will do next. That's another scary part of it.
Anyway, we have Stephen Alibi with us. He's a sport analyst. He's going to be discussing with us on sport issues, especially the Super Eagles. But Steve, I want you to be very stable. I want your phone to be on a landscape as well. And so we have another story here as well that says, like I said, we're already seeing 2 story. We saw 4 story before, and people are still, many fear dead, and of course, people are trapped in the
Yeah.
rubbles. I just want to believe that the state government will be up and doing. At least they should try and rescue people uh, that are trapped. And there's a story here that caught my attention as well. Court declares 25 pro weekend lawmakers seat vacant. I like the fact that Fubara and Wiki Fubara is actually up and doing. I like the fact that he's now manning up. I love the fact that he's not in fight to finish.
Does it mean that we can fight this man until he's 4 years then as a governor? Because there's no peace anytime soon between these two people. The both of them has been fighting themselves. So it looks as if since the man is sit as the governor, it has been one problem or the other. So when will this thing end? It's really not funny. They should just once and for all end this whole misunderstanding between them. Because to me, this man is not concentrating as a governor. he's not doing the needful as a governor, because it looks as if Wike and his people are fighting there, because there are other people that are still on Wike's side, while other people are on his side as well. So it has been one problem or the other over there in
And you can
Rivers.
see the numbers of people here, 25. That means a lot are actually still standing with Wiki. And
Yes.
anyway, I love the fact that Fibara is now, I said it before here on the show over and over again. There's a way you push somebody to the wall and they don't have any choice. They just turn back and, they have to attack back. Maybe that's the only thing Fubara can do. Or maybe that's what will actually calm our dear minister Wiki. Let's see. I love it when the elites they fight. You only get to see their dirty secrets. You only get to know who they truly are. So
Wike will
they
calm
should
down for
keep
you. Wike will not calm
fighting.
down. Wike
Like
will
that,
calm
the Chris will say on the show, they should keep fighting. We are watching. Anyway, good morning, Steve. How are you today? How is Abuja today? Hello, Steve. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well, loud and clear. Good morning. How are you today?
Yes. I'm fine. It's Friday. It's weekend already. But
You know
then
that
there is a
feeling
lot to
that comes with
discuss,
Friday.
especially
My
with
God, it's Friday.
yes. Um this is the end of the active working days. So there is a lot to be happy about
And end of the
after
month is
the stress of yes, actually, you're right. I I was just smiling when I heard the conversation concerning the crisis in Rivers State in particular.
okay.
And yes, and this shows us clearly that um, there is always some sort of agreement within these political elites between the outgoing and the incoming. And that is the aftermath effect of what you are seeing over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Um, the the house loyalty to the former governor. And I believe that this was also an arrangement with Simfura. So he, of course, knows the implication of what he was going into and had agreed, you understand, that he would experience something like this if he doesn't keep to the script that I believe.
Oh my God, network.
Oh,
Network. I
Steve
wanted to
was
hear
saying
what he was
something
saying.
very serious.
So,
I want to ask,
so
are you
where
from
was the
Rivers?
so where was the implication? Okay, man, I don't want to dance to that tune anymore. They should allow him that. They should let him be. I wanted to hear what he will say, honestly.
Even me, I can't wait to ask him question. When you say, he actually knew what he was going into, and that doesn't mean that when he now gets into the and know that okay, this thing is actually wrong for the state or for the people, he should keep up with it. These are some of the
That
issues.
is it, though. That is it.
Yes,
Go
yes,
ahead, Steve.
yes. Actually, there is this popular saying from one of my political godfathers back then that loyalty is better than competence. And I see the reason why he said that. In the game of politics, it is very difficult for you to get somebody you can trust. You get. And with that statement he made, it obviously means that you can hire competence from anywhere, but you can't hire loyalty. That is what is playing out between former Governor Wike and his protege. That aside, I don't know if you remember the video when former Governor
Network.
Fayose was trying to warn Simfubura. I don't know if you remember something like that.
I saw it.
There was
Yes.
a video. that was, you saw the video, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, what does that video explain to viewers and even he Fubara? It explains that look, there are certain things you should look away if you want to enjoy governance in Rivers State. And I think maybe Fubara has underplayed the power of former Governor Wike. I must tell you that. And he should tread carefully. That is what I would say.
Are you from Rivers
Because
State?
4 years, I'm not from Rivers State. I, by by the nature of NYSC, served in Rivers State. You
Okay.
understand? So I stayed there after my youth service, and I was there. I was a presiding officer during the election that brought Governor Wike into power.
Wow.
I worked as an ad hoc staff. I worked as an ad hoc staff for INEC back then, and you can imagine that then Wike was having the backing of the former first lady in person of Dame Patience Jonathan, and then he was able to, stop the then governor Damechi from installing his own candidate or even making him relevant in Rivers politics as at that time. So what is playing out in Rivers State in summary is just the agreement they had in secret. That is just what is happening there. One person not wanting to keep to whatever agreements with the promise that if you don't do this, this is what you experience. And what am I telling all
Okay.
of us here?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, what am I telling all of us here? What I'm trying to say here is that if you know that you want to go far in politics or anything, and there is an agreement that will not suit you, it's better you don't even go into it. That is the truth. Because from what we are seeing, Wike has the backing of the federal might of the federal government. He, of course, I will put it that he is like a governor as well, because the minister of FCT is like a governor. You understand? So if Ura, for me, wants to go far, especially seeking a re-election in second term, then he should make peace with his boss. I believe that you remember when Jonathan went there to commission the project there, the kickoff of the project there. He stylishly, I'll put it that way, admonished him to make peace with his boss for obvious reasons. That is just it. So whatever is happening there will affect the development and the economy of the state, because there is no governance in Rivers State. As a matter of fact, the people in Rivers State are the ones that are feeling the effects of the onslaught, the ongoings, the instability
But
with
Steve,
you.
but Steve, but Steve, now are you trying to tell us that just because there was a pact between the ex-governor and the sitting governor, and so the sitting governor, knowing fully well that eventually this pact or this agreement is not something that is good enough for the state or for the people, he shouldn't at any point question or back down on that, agreement. Okay, we're having network issues with Steve, but this is quite interesting. I don't know why Steve is saying that if he wants to go
But this
far,
same pattern will not work. Oh, this pattern will not work. What
you
if the
get
agreement?
because, and this is what our politicians have been doing over the years that has kept
Honestly,
all of us here. And then you still want us to do that. We cannot always abide by their rules, the godfathers, you know, the people who brought you into power, you must not always abide by the
want to
rules,
control
especially
control them.
So at what point do they start their true governance? If we keep, reminiscing with the old people, the people that already ruled for 8 years, they go and they still want to have power, control the state. Don't forget also that it is during this rift between them that we've got to see that Wike is owing so much, he left so much debt for the state, and now
Yes,
Fubara is trying to question him and all that. And if they were friends, do you think Fubara would have, released such a statement?
he won't. He will try and see how he can stress the people of those states, collect unnecessary revenue to sort that issue out. That is what they do. Only how much are they earning from only shell? How much are they getting from only shell?
And then
So that
if a state as rich as River State is now owing so much debt, that shows the negligence of the past governors, the way they've squandered resources, the state revenue and their monies on trivial things. And now that Fubara is trying to expose Wike, and I'm saying it that Fubara is only trying to expose Wike because they are no longer friends. If they
that
were
is
friends, of course, he would not, have released such statements. He would not have said, okay, you are owing the state, you're doing this. And so this is because they are no longer friends. And that is
and
why
you
I
know
said,
what?
in as much as we say, when two elephants fight, the grass suffers, it is good to see elites fight. It is good to see politicians fight because their secrets, their dirty secrets will come out. That is what we're saying. Steve, are you not
Yes.
trying to tell us that because you have to play by the rules of your masters, or because there was a pact in between the two of them, there was an agreement, and now he came into power. Apparently that agreement is no longer in favor of the states, or
Yeah,
he wants to rule as a governor. He doesn't have the right to rule just because there was an agreement. And so that means that all the while, this is the same thing we've been experiencing. One governor leaves. Look at the case study of Kogi State. The governor, present governor, trying to shade Yaya Bello. Even though EFCC is after him, but apparently, if he was an enemy of of Yaya Bello, he would have been the one trying to expose, call him out as well. Now, we remember that Fubara recently released a statement saying that UK left so much debt for the state and all that. So, if they were friends, you would have seen such a thing. So, would they continue to be friends? You think that is good for governance, Steve?
In actual sense, um, it's the people that suffer from the instabilities or the fights between these parties. You understand? And I sympathize with the people of River State greatly because, as you can see, they haven't even passed the budget yet. So there is nothing to work with currently because of this controversy. The 24 House members who are in support of Wike, their seats have been declared vacant. So as it is now, they cannot run the state without the approval of the budget from the House. That is another aspect of it. I don't support godfatherism, but then this is Nigeria politics for you. Without godfatherism, Wike would not wouldn't have been a governor without
But should we
godfatherism.
continue like that? That is my question.
Of course, obviously, no, I wouldn't support that. But that is the kind of political system we find ourselves in Nigeria.
And
Without
then maybe this
godfather,
is maybe this kind of what we're seeing now from likes of Fubara, Philip of Shaibu, of course a few of them that are now stepping on their master's toes. Maybe this is what we need, for
they,
total
they, they,
liberation. But you
no,
feel
the indices are not the same. That of Philip Shaibu is a matter of aspiration to become what his bosses doesn't want. It's a different case entirely. You understand me? Of
it's the
course,
same thing, for me, because sometimes we say, okay, this is your godfather, this person brought you here, so you don't have right to aspire your own, you don't have right to speak on your own, you don't have right to do things on your own without due consultation from them.
okay. Well, in the case of Fubura is now the governor. You understand? While Shaibu was aspiring to be one against all odds, against the wish of his boss, he came under the platform. He came into governance. through the platform that the boss through the platform that was provided by his boss. You understand? And the boss, of course, like I told you, there is no how. It's just like, for example, you are running an organization. You probably own a company. You want your own direct heir, or you have somebody in mind that will succeed you. It is normal. It is normal. So it's the same thing that's applicable in the case of Rivers State. One, in the case of Edo State, the Rivers State case is that the man is already a governor, while that of Edo State is his deputy wants to become a governor against maybe the blueprints that the governor has in mind. You understand me? But that aside, I don't think personally that godfatherism favors anybody. I don't like it. I don't think it's a good political way of choosing our leaders. But
Sure.
then you can't help it actually, because you don't have the political structures, you don't have the financial muscle, you are limited by so many reasons. You understand me? So therefore you need the shoulders of some of these persons to become whatever you want to become. And then some of these things, like maybe the agreement, you and I don't even know what the agreement between the governors is. You understand? All we hear is speculation. You left debt for me, like the governor of Rivers State has been alleging. He has forgotten that he was a product of a Wike's government. And if I begin to tell you the history of Fubara, you will be shocked from the little knowledge I have. You understand? I'm speaking this way because I have maybe a fair knowledge, which might not be entirely correct, about this whole river saga. You understand? And I remember Governor Fayose then warning him sternly that don't see more than what you want to see. Oh, because if you want to see more than you wish to see, you start seeing spirit. You understand? That is an adage. You understand me? That take your eyes off the areas that don't concern you. Do you understand? So for me, I feel that the governor of Rivers State reacted too early. He was too quick to have come out to fight, or he was too quick to have come out to
No, no, no,
disagree.
no, no. Let's
I
no,
was
no, no.
supposed to
Let's
be
give it to
quiet.
Fubara.
Yes,
Fubara was calm for a long time.
yes. Now,
What
when
do you
we
mean?
say that he was not reacting,
No,
he was
no, you can applaud his calmness, but for me, I think that politics is also strategy. You understand me?
But we know, Steve, that Wike kept pushing Fubara. At some point, the only
Yes,
way, was to react.
you are right. What is this agreement? You and I don't know it. Do you know whether part of the script or the agreement was that when you begin to go astray, we too will go this way? You are not aware of it. You
But how
understand?
was
but if
but governance is clear. How was Fubara actually going astray? We know that since inception of Fubara, it has been one issue or the other. So he has
the
not even
other,
had the time to
Now,
govern
now,
the state.
now let me draw us back to what Wike said in one of his I think was it a ceremony or so, some few weeks or months after Fubara was governor elect. He said it, and I reiterated that he said everybody, including even the house members, he bought tickets for all of them. And not even one person bought his ticket. You understand? Or bought nomination form. I don't know if you remember that.
Hmm.
So there is clearly obvious that Wike had invested in each and every one of their political careers by giving them the opportunity to come on the platform free of charge without buying any form for governorship aspiration or what have you. Yeah,
In
I don't know
as
if you
much
understand
as
me.
Steve, we could go on and on this Wiki
funny
and
enough,
Fubara issue. In as much as you feel like Fubara shouldn't have reacted, we also know Wiki as a very troublesome person. We know
very
Wiki
troublesome.
that Wiki has stepped on toes. Wiki will not be in Fubara's position and not react. Wike is not somebody you want to just throw tantrum with or on and then he will let you go. So we already know that Wike is a very troublesome person. So I will not give it to him today. I will give it to Fubara. Fubara has been very calm.
I'll give
Fubara
it
has
to
been very
Fubara
brave.
every time you call me, forever and ever. Do you know why? The same weekend was fighting Amici. So it just look as okay, you want respect, you want to be the godfather, right? But then let's say Amici
Yes,
was
Governor
like
Fubara
Rivers State, but he
by
was fighting
every
Amici. Was it
hello.
camp for Amici? It was not camp for Amici, he was fighting Amici as well. So if Fubara is fighting him now, let me tell you, I think
Wike
he will
has
fight.
never been loyal even to his own
Yes, he was fighting
godfather.
Amici
Let's be
all
very
through he was there. He
sincere.
was never camp for Amici. So why did I say that Fubara should be camp for him? It do not work like that though.
Uh,
Anyway, what you saw, you will
well,
move
we
on
can,
quickly to the
well,
next
well,
story we
we can,
have.
are you with me? We can
Yes.
go on and on this conversation. And let me draw your mind back. It was on account of Wike's effort that Amechi became a governor. Are you aware of that?
So why was he
Are you
fighting Amici?
aware?
Mm-hmm.
Why was he fighting Amici?
No, 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 no.
Why was the governor
Let
for
me make
him?
you understand something.
That's the most
The
important.
the
Now
issues
that
between Amechi.
mm, go
Are you
ahead.
with me?
Yes, go
Yes.
ahead.
Now the issues between Amechi and Wike was the fight between the first lady and Amechi. And if you remember very well, then President Jonathan, who is from the Niger Delta, and the wife from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Okrika, you understand, had a fallout with the of Rivers State, being Rotimi Amechi. As at that time, Wike was brought on board to tackle Amechi, you understand me, which led to him becoming a governor. Before then, both parties, that is Wike and Amechi, were very good friends. In short, Wike served under Amechi's government before he was recommended as a minister. I don't know if you remember that. It was
Mm-hmm.
because Amechi and the then
Anyway, what I raised that there are
Hey,
issues that
let's work.
so
I think
the
I
issue
think
escalated
Steve is
itself.
a fan of Wiki
Yes, he's not
rather.
saying anything wrong. It's not saying that Wike self was not calm at all. Wike stressed that money like it was one problem or the other. So what is he trying to say?
Anyway, we have other issues that are trending. I really want us to look at before we go into sport this morning, and that would be, the local government issue. We know we spoke on that before, but I just want to hear from Steve now that the federal government is set to battle the state government on local government autonomy. It's quite shameful that our governors are willing to fight. They don't want to let go. That means there's something they're actually fighting for. There's something they want to fight for. They are holding on to local government. We're not letting go. We are not giving you your freedom. And now, there's going to be a fire legal work come 13th of June. This next month we're entering, Steve. What do you make of this, decision
yeah,
of the governors to actually fight battle the federal government over local government autonomy?
it is long overdue because the local government more um is more connected to the grassroots, because at that level the effect the local government has not been felt that much. The effect the local government ought to have has not been so effective, especially with the locals and the grassroots. And I believe that the former president, of course, at some point tried his best to ensure that the local government has its autonomy. But how the state government have been. Some states have been, running their affairs without even the local government chairman, or even there was no election so far. Most of what the state governors do is to put a caretaker there who plays the role of the chairman. So therefore, most of the
Network again.
allocations for the local government is being cornered. or is being siphoned by the state governors, which hampers or hinders the development at the local government level, you know. So I think it is long overdue, and the Supreme Court has taken a just decision,
Yes, we know that
to
the
ensure
Supreme
that
Court
ensure they are.
actually gives the governor 7 days ultimatum to, file their defense.
Network.
Yes, yes. Well, it is I believe that part of the 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 vision of this current government is for local government to be given absolute autonomy, so as to ensure that there is a much better effect at the local government level, in terms of infrastructural development, in terms of socio-economic development, and so on and so forth. Because sometimes when you go to the local government there, or they go to the local government ministries there, or what do you call it, you see how underdeveloped, how the entire place
It's
Honest.
it's it's actually
That's
shameful
what I was
because
saying.
it boils down to the fact that even the governors also having an agreement with the local government chairman. If I make you the chairman, this is what you will get, and this is what I will get. And so it boils down to freedom as well. It boils down to independence as well. Allowing people to govern, to have for the indigenous, the people to see true governance. And so I'm actually happy that, like I said before, this battle is between the mighty, the governors and the federal government. So I'm happy that the local government is even have the backing of the federal government. So just imagine it's the local government that is dragging the governors to court. We will not that even that issues will not that case will not hold water. And
At
then
all.
also, yes, we go to the next paper. Before then, there's one story I want us to take because we've seen most of these stories before. We've seen most of the stories on the dailies before, and so I want us to talk about. Steve is actually a sports analyst, but I'm surprised that he's not speaking on other issues. But he's
So let's say
actually
it's versatile. It's versatile.
so I'm happy he actually spoke on that. And just before we move forward, we'll go on a quick break. And when we return, we'll continue with some of the stories we still have with us here before we go to the sports. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 07062379915 or 08070827331.
Hello, viewers. You're welcome back from that quick break. If you just joined us, this is Wake Up Nigeria, and of course, it has been, it has been interesting this morning. And for once, I have Pro Wike, a young man with us, and of course, I think he's very Wike should actually hire him to defend because he tried. I don't understand somebody will be defending Wike, knowing fully well that Wike deliberately step on toes. We can just deliberately
The
do
truth is,
things.
Enrique
He
is
feels
likable,
that
right?
I am
Like,
the god. I am not just the godfather. He feels that he's too much. it feels
honestly.
that I don't know. I don't want us to go there, but I'm happy that there's somebody that actually is on the side of Wike for once. For the feeling that that apparently there must have been an agreement, and Fubara ought to have stood by that agreement. Anyway, it boils down to the same local government thing we're talking about. When there is no freedom, when there is no independence, when there is no when their people are not allowed to do what they ought to do, the people suffer. And that is my stand on River State as well. And then just before we go into sports, Steve, now let's look at this, IPOP issue yesterday and
Yeah.
Sanusi's issue before we go into sport because of time. Now we saw the media this morning. We have different papers on the killings of soldiers in part of the East, over the sit at home order. Businesses are now grinded. The fear of the unknown. People are now, restricted to their homes. And we know that soldiers have been killed. Do you think this is going to lead to another Okoma in Delta scenario again?
I don't think it will escalate to that level, but then I also see the imminent danger that will keep occurring, because we know how the military in Nigeria operates. They are always at the retaliatory side. They always want to go back and get a pound of flesh for any soldier they lose for an unjust reason, or to any civilian. They always want to react to it. But then I don't think the sit at home is healthy for the southeast. It
Yes.
has no economic benefits. It has rather hampered the growth and development of the state. It has put the state in it has put more and more insecurity into the lives and properties of people in the southeast. I believe that I think WAEC has started, if I'm not mistaken, and the atmosphere is very tense because of the sit at home enforcement. So you can imagine the businesses that will be greatly affected because of this. We have, I think, how many working days in a week, and then you are compelled to sit at home. So in every active week, you have missed, or you have lost 2 or 3 days out of it, which is bad business. So therefore, I'm not in support of it. The ideology, I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand the mission of the whole idea. If you are fighting for a just cause, it should be able to sell itself for people to see what you are fighting for. What is your agenda? What do you really want? You
Funny enough,
understand?
they don't even care about that they sit at home. Like they're actually nonchalant about it. So I feel like they should even be ashamed of themselves and stop this thing they're
Exactly.
doing. Honestly, sometimes they won't come and say when I say people should not come out. You stop people from doing their jobs, from something that will
Yes.
earn them a living, that will give them money to feed. You stop them from it. If you go out, they either shoot and they'll tell you, oh no, government shot somebody. You understand? Mistakenly shot somebody, or they collect ransom of money from you to release you for coming out. You understand? It's,
Mm,
it's they're
My
doing.
problem in all this is that killing of soldiers, the innocent are going to suffer for this. We saw that scenario in Okoma. I was there, where innocent mothers, vulnerable, the aged, the children actually suffered and still suffering. Like you said, we know the soldiers for who they are. You can't keep one of their own and they just let go. They are not. They don't like peace talk when it comes to issues like this. We're still waiting for the statement because we are not actually sure of the numbers yet. In as much as one of them is actually was killed, we know what will happen. But my prayer sincerely is that the innocent will not suffer. Like you rightly said, if white is ongoing, and that means a lot of people are going to suffer, the kids will suffer as well. I don't think I want to release my child in this kind of situation, to
Yes.
go out knowing fully well that anything could actually happen. So it's very worrisome, like you said. If you're fighting for a cause, it should be stated, it should be known, and of course, even the world ought to see what you're fighting for. I want your fighting is as if you don't even you that you are fight even the people fighting don't know what they are fighting for. So it's actually very worrisome. Anyway, let's
Um,
move away from there to Kano State now, where we have the Emirates also. We've been seeing the back and forth with the conflicting others from the court, and of course the CGN actually yesterday did summon these judges to Abuja over the conflicting others. And we know also that Sanusi is now seated as Emir, where we have Ado Bayero at the other small palace also, and then we have people backing both of the both Emir now, saying we want this one, we want this one. What do you think we do about this? Where do we go from here?
I think it is purely political right now. There is a political undertone behind the tussle on who is the emir and who is not the emir. Um, there was a fallout that led to Sanusi being deposed and banished, to, I think, we're somewhere in Nasarawa State or thereabout. Why? Because the then Ganduje government felt Sanusi is probably had a different political ambition, or it didn't really go well with him, so to say. There was no clear reason why he was dethroned. There was no reason why he was replaced, and that led to the creation of other emirs that gave birth to other emirs and stuffs like that. And the new government has come on board, who felt that Sanusi was unjustly dethroned and reinstated him back. My question now is to Ado Bayero. He is a product of a political decision that was taken by the previous government. Sanusi stepped aside when he was dethroned and banished. So now that the new government has come on board and wants the right thing to be done, or feels that Sanusi was unjustly removed, he ought to, you understand, he ought to have stepped aside. But from what is ongoing, there is a backing from a politician.
Working from behind, pretending not to
Yes,
know about this. But I
exactly.
said it before, in as much as we give, in as much as the governors are coming, this one comes and give order, this one comes. We had a guest here that did say from Kano, Alaji said that even the day he will become the governor, he can give the emirship to his own brother, and every other one will vacate that palace. It has become a joke, and that is why
No,
they take the Emirates, the
he can't
kingship.
he can't do that because there is a royal lineage. You can't just pick anybody to become an emir. You
No,
understand?
we've been having guests from the state here on the show, and of course they made us understand that it is about these people are princes as well. It's the royal family. Funny enough, the Emir Sanusi and Emir Adobayero are cousins. They are prince as well. They
Yeah.
are from the royal family, so you must have to be from the royal family to apply for that position. That you have to go through the kingmakers to apply. And we did ask them here that, so if you're going through a kingmaker to apply, why not also the governors, or are they not supposed to also go through the kingmakers to dethrone any king? And they agree that Sanusi did step on toes, and both even the kingmakers were aware of it. So it was a unanimous decision before he was actually dethroned. And I asked also, why do we have
Mm.
the Ado Bayero now
Well, the
being
entire system is chaotic, right?
very chaotic, very chaotic, if you ask me. Anyway, we move on quickly, Steve, now to the sports. Now let's talk about sport. That is actually the reason we brought you here today. And we know that Nigerian
Okay.
sports, we have quite a lot. There's been people have been clamoring for indigenous coach, and of course, people they feel like we're wasting so much money on foreign coaches here and there. And now we have one. First, let's start from there. How do you feel about that we have an indigenous coach?
I feel it's a good one. Let us look inwards now to get our own technical advisor in person of Inisi George. He has the CV, the requisite experience over time from his playing days in Ajax and Real Betis, and also he has also displayed, so much in terms of his kind of tactics in football when he was coach of Eyimba. Um, of course, we know that the task before him right now to qualify us for the 2025 AFCON and the World Cup that is coming in 2026 is a very huge one. Well, we pray and we hope that at least we'll achieve both, if not win the World Cup. You get, which I know requires so much from him. Nigerians are yearning for victory. Nigerians are sitting at the edge of their seats, waiting to see what he will deliver. And I also expect that he won't disappoint us. He has the support from the NFA. He has the support from Nigerians. This is where he comes from. He is a Nigerian. He, of course, has played at the highest level and has even coached at the highest level. So he has a lot to do. The responsibility at hand right now requires so much from him, and also requires that he is able to spot homegrown players at our own league here and integrate them into the national team. You understand? So we are excited. I am particularly very excited hearing this news. Thank you.
Very well said. I think everybody's actually excited about Finidi George being one of our own. He will understand more. And then also, before we continue, I just want Mary to go through the sport for today, especially the headline, Wilfred Ndidi exclusive. Can you take us through the story, Mary?
Okay, the Punch Sports Extra. The big story says championship experience. To be honest, the championship is hard. It's difficult. Having to play sometimes 3 games in 2 weeks. Having to play weekends and weekdays. Travel up and down the country. It's okay. Travel up and down the country. It's really difficult. And this coming from Wilfred Ndidi. And that story is on page 6 of the Punch Sports Extra. And we have
Hmm.
a story that says a company demands aggressive buyer on page 3. And there's a story also that says Bafana named final squad for Eagles clash on page 7 of the Punch Sports Extra. Okay, we have a story at the down part that said French open bans alcohol on page 2 of the Punch Sports Extra. And there's a story that says Joshua next foe may be decided on Saturday, and that story is on page 2 of the Punch Sport Extra. And then we'll have a story also that says Medvedev reaches third round in Paris, and that story is on page 2 of the Punch Sport Extra. And Southampton to offload Onachu, and that story is on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. I think these are all the stories we have on the Punch. And Chelsea ready to splash 113 million euro on Osimhen. And that story is on page 4 of the Punch Sports Extra. These are all the stories you have this morning on the Punch.
Hmm. Quite a lot. Quite a lot we have coming from the sport. Our footballers are saying that my championship experience, of course, it's not going to be easy. Playing footballs. You have to play during the weekend, during the weekdays. Playing 3 matches a week is first and foremost. It's mentally, it's draining. Physically and all that. You have to put in everything. to make sure that you give people the best. You know, now our footballers, when they do one small mistake, you know the bashing they usually receive
Yes, on
from
the pitch. But the
people.
truth is, if you talk to most footballers, you understand that you see that job as a footballer, they need um maximum rest. They need a lot of rest, even mentally, whether physically and everything. They need a whole lot of rest. So I feel like if they are not resting, it makes them not to perform well as footballers. That is what most of them have said so far. So I don't know. I think he's actually right. It's whatever he's saying here. Most times they travel for like more than 5 hours journey, and on that day, still expect them to play match that same day. It's really not. It's not definitely not gonna be easy on them. And the non story I skipped here that says Obaseki rewards Edo Cranes with 42.5 million naira. And okay, NWFL week. That story is on page 2 of the Punch Sport Extra.
And Osime is actually hot, you know.
It's hot cake now. Osimhen is hot cake, like pounds, euro, up and down on the team. To me, I feel like I'm praying, not because I'm a Chelsea fan though, but I pray Chelsea finally wins this because everybody wants to buy Osimhen, not only Chelsea. Everybody, even Arsenal too, they're dragging him. So let Chelsea come out as the winner. Okay, it looks as if the guy is one of the best players we have recently.
But all the while, where has he been playing?
Osimhen, I think we
Yeah.
started hearing about him, even me myself, when he started playing for Napoli. I'm not, I don't really know where he has been playing on this one, but it was
But he already left Napoli, right?
no, he's still there. It is when these people succeed in buying him, that is when he will leave. But for now,
Okay.
he's yes. Chelsea wants to buy, this club wants to buy. So anybody that comes with the highest bid that gets the player now. So when they are done, I think he has to finish a particular season, maybe this season. He has to finish with his club. When he's done, then another club.
I think Arsenal should buy him.
No, it's Chelsea. Oh. Chelsea can buy him. This is
Why
what
do you
about
say so?
let's try it. I'm a Chelsea fan now, and most times we know Chelsea club to always have large numbers of Africans. That is why we have more of African people, more of Nigerians supporting Chelsea. To be sincere, you see Chelsea has the highest fan. You understand in Nigeria because there we have the likes of Mikel Obi, DJ Drogba, the African player as well. So it's looking as if they have more of African players. You know the African mentality. So because of that, we now have a lot of African people supporting Chelsea. And right now, Osimhen is also in Nigeria, Africa. So I think he should go for Chelsea as well. That's it.
Anyway, I will be happy to see that, uh Chelsea buy him off. Maybe because I'm wearing red today, I don't know. But I just feel like you're wearing red also, Mary. So I think Arsenal should instead of Chelsea, instead of Chelsea and other clubs. And also, there's a story we saw yesterday also that Super Eagles camp will be open on Monday. Ahead of uh, the World Cup. What do you think we should be expecting, Mary?
Okay, as regards the World Cup, I think first of all, these people should come back.
Okay, I think we have network issues with Mary there, but I know that the Super Eagles club or Super Eagles camp will be open on Monday for World Cup qualifiers. They will be coming on board, and we know that we can't wait to see the energy, especially when we now have an indigenous coach. This is not somebody that is from another place that will not understand our people. At least we need the judge has been in the system for quite some time, and this will enable him also to identify. Of course, he's from here. He knows these people into to like, so he will be able to but another thing is that what are the expectations of Nigerians? Because now we have an indigenous coach. I don't want a situation where the expectations are too high, and then one small mistake, like now the typical Nigerians, they will start blaming him. Oh, we expected so much. Oh, we expected this and all that. Mary, what do you think?
Let's
Especially now that the camp will
let's
be
make
open
our
on
use
Monday.
let's make our use from all the social media platforms, Twitter to be precise, to just keep their mouth shut and allow these players perform their best. Because sometimes it looks as if the critics from online is getting to them. You can remember when they actually had to call for Alex Iwobi and he had to even deactivate Instagram account, delete all his posts. It is not everybody that can endure criticism. It's not everybody that can accept it, especially when it's coming from, let me say, when the insult is too much, when it's coming from people that does not even understand what football is all about. You know, it's easy to criticize people when you're not on the pitch. You are not playing this thing, you're not doing like this. It is easy to criticize from outside. When you enter, that is when you know. So I feel like what we are expecting from Nigerians is encourage these people. And to me, they should come back on time. You don't come back to the country just a day or 2 days to the time of the match. They need to understand this pitch. They need to understand their fields very well. Because some of them, it looks as if when they come to the Nigerian field, it's new for them. They don't even know how to navigate through the field and all of that. They should come back, study this field well, practice very well. I say practice make perfect. You understand? So that is what I feel like we're expecting. And thank God that the coach they have right now understands better, understand the Nigerian and the African system. So you should be able to kind of put these players, place them. I don't know how to put it, but I feel like sometimes you tend to use these particular people for a match, and you put all these ones on bench. To me, it's not the good thing to do. It's not a good thing to do. Sometimes mix them up. Not always makes people feel like they are special. You understand? So I feel like from this our coach, he will do better. He will want to mix them up with other people. Some people have been on bench since. You don't put them on match. You put these particular people. Even when they have injuries, you still put them like that to play with that injury. You understand? Let them test them. If you know that this person is not fit enough, he's having one issue with his leg or his knee, anyhow, just allow them to rest. Put other people. Not that somebody will be playing match with injury and later when you're not performing well, you start to complain. So that's it though.
And then there's a story here also making round in sport that not good enough. Stakeholders voice concerns over allegation of NPF ed players from Super Eagles. What does that mean to you, sport analyst Mary?
Sport analyst. Let sport analyst come. I'm even trying to look for the story. I'm
Okay,
trying
let's say yes. Let's take this story here before we wrap up the
to
show.
color.
I'm so
Just tell me the color with the story. Like what color is it on the sports protest? I'm trying to find it though. Maybe I'm
no,
looking
I
at
think that story has been making a round. Is on Spot Dex this morning, but not precisely on this um, paper. But there's a story here that says Obaseki rewards Edo Queens with 42.5 million naira. Mary, you wish to be a footballer right now, right?
no, I don't wish I didn't want to talk. You say anything sport, man, I'm not strong to do sport. Even when I was in school, nobody comes close. You see, like to even run from here to 100-meter race, I cannot even try it. I'm not the kind of person that can do sports. But if you tell me that okay, oh, I have interest in sports, let me have these players, let me coach them, let me encourage them, I can do that. But to partake in playing, me, I don't have the strength. I don't have the strength though. I cannot. But I wish I can. Because these people are making a lot of money. Like they're making money. And that's the sweet part of it.
I love the fact that they are being rewarded. That is NWF Edwin. Obaseki rewards Edo Queens with 42.5 million naira. At least this will put some energy in the girls and in the guys as well. It's
Yes,
good
they
when
want to
somebody does something good and they are being appreciated for it. And of course, now, not just when they fail, you begin to bash them, you begin
no,
to
I don't have
accuse
this
them.
complaint as there are a lot of little or no support coming from the Nigerians that we are not
Okay.
supporting. Our governors, our presidents, and all of that, they're not supporting him. And that is why they put more energy when they're playing for the foreign clubs and all of that. So when I saw that, I skipped at first, I skipped it at first. And when I saw it, I had to read it again, like, oh my God. To me, the Edo State governor, he tried doing this. The money is a whole lot. It's encouraging because, we have our state leagues, right? We have the Enugu Rangers and a whole lot of them, the Kano Pillars, Atlanta of Owerri, and even the ones playing for FCT here, you get. But I feel like they are not the pay is not encouraging. They are not paying them a whole lot. I think I was telling David that day on when we are analyzing the sport that okay, if you think we cannot use these players, the ones that we know that are playing for all our foreign clubs are super able, why not let's carry from the state league? And you said they are old, they are all old. You cannot say why wouldn't they be old when you know that they're not getting enough? It's not when you're treating yourself well, you look good. Normally sport makes you look younger because you're exercising. But if you are not feeding well, if you are not happy in your job, There's no way you look comfortable. There's no way you look good and you look young. So that's it. If you
And
ask
and that is why also people are actually happy. People actually clamor for indigenous coach, and people are happy that finally we actually have one. And the fact that they will look inward. For instance, now we now have local leagues where you can even look into, and you see very good players, very smart players as well. So we
yes,
don't necessarily need to depend on our international stars, bringing them from their clubs. In as much as we need their input as well, we don't necessarily all the time, to be dragging them down when we still have people. And that is why I'm very sad that Steve, the network, didn't allow him back here. He's actually a
yes,
sports analyst. He would have talked us through all this. Maybe we're still going to have him tomorrow or any other time he's free, and then to discuss on these issues. The fact that Finidi George is actually into the system is in Nigeria. Maybe these are some of the things we want to consider, to move the league forward. And I know that Nigerians are not expecting so much that the sky should open, that everything we should win 20 World Cup. But I still want Nigerians to take it easy on him, in as much as we're expecting so much, But we hope that he will do well. He was actually gifted a car. Did you see that car from NFF?
no, I didn't see that. I didn't see, but I just wanted to say something like, you see, this our Nigerians. The truth is, once these players are not doing well, they will begin to complain. They will begin to condemn them, and it's very bad. You understand? So I feel like they should first of all start by having this confidence in our players. It's not when, maybe for example, now they lose the first match, it's a problem. They'll just condemn everything they are doing. And mentally, once these people are not mentally stable, once you've actually made them feel bad, they cannot perform well. That's what I'm saying. Because football is not just about the physical strength. It has to do with the mental capacity also. Because you calculate, how can I do this? How can I do this in order to ascertain the best results? So please, Nigerians should also help. They should try not to always condemn. Condemn. You sit down, you just have your cheap data, you come online and tweet and you start to insult them and all of that. It's not making any sense at all.
Anyway, Symphony George, you can see him standing by the car gifted to him by NFF. We do hope that now that he has
Wow,
assumed office, and
big
now
man,
that
big man have come. Oh,
of course, that big car with big expectation, and we just hope that he's going to deliver and meet the
yeah,
expectation of Nigerians so that they don't bash him too much. That would be a good place to wrap up the show. Thank you, viewers, and thank you to our, analyst that was here earlier. Well, definitely, I'm going to bring Steve here again because he seems to know quite a lot. He's actually, I used to
oh,
see him as a sports analyst, but now I can tell that he's a public affairs analyst better than, just saying he's a sports analyst. It's Friday. Yes, thank God it's Friday. It's weekend, and it's end of the month of May. Yes, and a lot of people have a lot to celebrate for today. And while you are out there, we'll always tell you, please drive carefully, don't drink and drive. It's weekend. People go to club, especially Abuja, where I'm from, and of course Lagos. But please drive carefully, don't drink and drive, obey the traffic laws, think about your life and that of others as well. Follow us on our social media handle, follow us on Facebook, follow us on X, follow us on Instagram, and of course YouTube. Subscribe, hit on the notification bell, and leave us with your comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please share to as many people as you can, and of course, uh, like and drop your comments as well. Don't forget our athletes in Abuja, Lagos, and of course in London here as well. A place where you relax, where you chill, like Mary will say, nothing but premium, nothing but luxury, you can do your meetings, your bridal showers, your birthday, after party, everything, your conferences, everything is set for you. It's just for you to walk in. There's a Wi-Fi, there's a car to even take you around, and a lot of activities there as well. It's a cozy place for you to chill, to walk. It's just like a home, you have kitchen, every facility is there, top notch for your use. So just call us and we'll be there for you. And of course, we would love to hear from you. Please share to as many people as you can. And of course,
yeah, I think she's having network issues. Please tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your friend about our shortlet apartment. It's actually a home away from home. When you come to this shortlet apartment, honestly, you have that realization. Are you having issues wherever you are? You're not feeling happy, you're not feeling cool. This is the place that you come. And honestly, you feel comfortable. Okay, you're back. I think you're having
Yes,
network.
I'm back. Yes. And so tell a friend to tell a friend. This is our magazine. This month's edition is actually out. So please do well to reach out to us to showcase your brand, your product, and everything you do to the world. And do not forget also that we have a Nigerian week that is fast approaching. Is a way of us connecting to the world, is a way of us, showcasing us as a people, our heritage, our cultures to the world, and of course, you showcasing your brand. And it's a form of connection here too for those of us in diaspora. And you can, no matter what you do, no matter how little, reach out to us. It's going to be a week packed full. We're discussing about the real estate. We're discussing about we're going to have a food show. Of course, we're going to have award recognition, award for Nigerians that have done amazingly well, impacting, being impactful in carrying others along. And of course, there's going to be the Nigerian UK Film Summit, where we're going to do film screening, fashion show, and all that. And of course, it's going to be, we already have the backing of Nollywood, and a lot of them are already coming on board. So don't be left out. Reach out to us and just give us a call, and we'll include you. Of course, you can partner with us, you can sponsor anything you want to do. Just call us through the number scrolling on your screen, and we will be there for you. Thank you so much, Mary, for being on the show today. What you have to say just before we wrap up the show is weekend.
It's weekend. Just remove small money from your account. You cannot keep working, working, working. Should they say health is wealth, right? So all this while you've been struggling and all of that. Just remove that small money. Even though there's no money yet, remove that small money and just go and cool your head. Just
And
feel
go
it.
and she and call Mary and go to Srtv homes
I
and
call me,
she.
me and I have money now, so you can call me. It's good. So that we just chill together. Because they said there is this happiness that comes with the change of environment. Like you've actually been on one spot for a very long time. Just come out like for the weekend and just look around, feel good, feel the nature. So that's what I have to say. People think I'll come sit down.
Anyway, that would be a good thing, especially going to our shortlets apartments where you can have
Yes,
a cozy environment, happy stay as well, and a peaceful stay as well. So maybe you should call Mary, remove small money from your account and just go there and relax. It's wouldn't hot. It's weekend.
yes.
Thank you
So
so much. We'll do this again tomorrow, hopefully. See you. I remain yours truly, Princess Kessie.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262 274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5 OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at everbright.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com.
Or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331. Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is